Hi, my name's Katie. I'm Information Services Librarian at Central Library and Archives in Halifax. And today I'm going to talk to you about Weaver to Web. Weaver to Web is an online visual archive of over 23,000 images and documents, and is also home to local newspapers that have been digitised for the World War I period. So I'm going to start with the Calderdale Council homepage. I'm going to go to Explore the Library Service and then down to Digital Library and then to Weaver to Web. And you'll see a series of tabs along the top of the homepage, and I'm just going to focus on a few of those today. So the first one I shall talk about is the timeline. This is basically a potted history of Calderdale from 1100. The earliest introduction from 1100 to 1400 tells us about the origin of Stawell and Royd and tells us that the parish church dates from around 1150. And if we were to look on the search screen further up and over there, it will provide us a little bit more information about its early history. I will also show you, I'll just go back, the period of 1810 to 1850, which tells us about the development of Halifax, and also 1850 to 1900, which carries that on. And I'll mention those because if you were to go to the search screen again, we'd be able to find lots of maps and trade directories, which would probably coincide with that period of information. The next tab is Sources and Themes, and this is divided into two sections. Historical theme introductions is basically a list of places, events and people relating to Calderdale, and is invaluable if you don't know too much about the area. Spend a bit of time reading these, then use the search screens again to look at supporting materials. An example I will use later is John Fielden, as we have some of his letters scanned in. And also, when my computer hurries up, I shall look at the Yorkshire coiners again because there's quite a bit of information. So if we go back to Sources and Themes, and we're going to look at source material introductions next. So most of these sources will be available on Weaver to Web. A word of warning is that not all of these are available from us. Some resources are kept with archives, for example constables' accounts and I think church wardens' accounts, but we are currently updating the pages to accurately reflect this. A page worth pointing out is the council minutes. Calderdale was originally lots of small townships, and you can read more about this in the towns link above. This list can help you, and you'd be surprised at how many of these minutes we do have in local studies. And again, we also have a selection on Weaver to Web. The next tab I'm going to show you are the World War I newspapers. These papers are searchable PDFs of Halifax couriers from 1914 to 1918, and a team of volunteers has also indexed the births, deaths and marriages for this period into searchable PDF lists to help you. We've also digitised the Calderdale War Dead, which will help you to locate your relatives. So if you just scroll down to the bottom of the page and simply click on the link, I shall do a very quick search for you. So in fact it's already in there for me. So we'll click on Greenwood. And this is how you'll see your results. So you'll simply click on a paper to enlarge it, and you can use Control and F to help you find your search term within the PDF. And I'm now going to move on to the Search tab. And as you can see, there are quite a few options for narrowing your search, such as location, document type and date. If you're going to use a keyword, then a useful tip is to use the asterisk, which I shall show you by putting in the word chart and an asterisk. And what we'll get is any items beginning with chart. So we've got chartist, chartism and chartists. I would just play around with the keywords, with the document types and locations to basically narrow or broaden your search. And if your search returns no results initially, then just see if you can broaden it out. Due to a quirk of the filming, I can't show you the location options, but it is, trust me, a very, very, very long list with far more than just Halifax and Todmorden. So, for example, I will click on Crimsworth Dean, and we shall get some results, although I think I've left chartism in, so we'll take that back out. And there we go, so we get 2 results. I shall just go back. So the same goes with document type, and I'm going to show you these via a list. As you can see, we have an incredible variety of resources, many of them being quite lengthy reports and accounts. And if you're looking for images, then be aware of the document types that you need to use, and I've listed these separately below. Some of these, such as photographs and postcards, may also need a place name to reduce the number of items that are returned from the search. And I shall just demonstrate this. So if we just look at photographs mono, we'll see that we get 342 results. So that definitely needs narrowing down. So I'm going to put in Halifax. And you can see we get 150 results, which is better. Most of the histories in the Sources tab will also have some supporting and contextual documents. I shall do a keyword search for John Fielden and show you a selection of letters and documents, for example, relating to the Mankinholes riot, and some images. I'm going to do another keyword search and show you some of the coiners documentation that we hold. Handbills, we have images, and we also have a scanned copy of the book The Coiners of Cragvale. I am next going to show you that we have some quite lengthy reports and historical accounts. So if I go into reports, there's some stuff you can really get your teeth into here. So we have the Ranger report, which was a report into social conditions in Halifax, and it's over 150 pages long. So you can spend quite a bit of time with that. And then I will also point out historical accounts. And again, we can see some quite lengthy reports, including a book here, The Views of Ancient Buildings by John Leyland. And that is 37 pages long. And we also have quite a few maps that are scanned in. And I'll just show you some of these. So I've picked out a few for you to have a look at. But lastly, I'm going to go to my favourite, which are the handbills. And the handbills are a kind of printed notice that notified the public of events, things that were happening, laws, and quite a few gruesome murders. So I'll just click on those and I'll show you how many we have. So we've got 117 there. I think we do have a few more actually in local studies than that. And again, I'm just going to show you a little slide that I've put together of those, of some of my favourites. you've enjoyed this tour of a very fascinating website. Although we're not open just yet, do keep checking our website and social media for details of when we're reopening. And when we reopen, you'll be able to book an appointment and come down and look at any more of the resources that we have.